So one thing that you really need to take care of in this particular gadget here called a carburetor is that the carburetor does not like dirt, does not like particles suspended in the fuel. The reason being this, you see these jets here, you see how small that opening is. You can see that. You can see how small that opening is. But this is primarily used for acceleration, and this jet is used for idling and for starting the bike. And this one has an even narrow opening. So you see that opening? Once these openings get clogged with dirt that is suspended in the fuel, you will not start your bike and you will not run your bike. So the enemy number one of the carburetor is particles suspended in the fuel. And where are these particles going to come from? They are going to come from your fuel system. Where? Number one, the fuel that comes out of the petrol station is not 100% clean. That is why we have fuel filters in our machines. So that is the source. Number one, from the fuel itself. Then number two, from the fuel tank. Once the fuel tank has particles in the fuel, those particles will find themselves into these jets. It will cause clogging and your machine will not run. Okay, whether it's a bike or it's a car, as long as it is running on a carburetor, your fuel needs to be clean. So number one, from the fuel itself. Number two, from particles inside the fuel tank. Particles that have been delivered in the fuel tank with the fuel, and particles from a rusted fuel tank. And this one applies mostly to old engines. That is why cars running on carburetors have more problems than motorcycles running on carburetors, because motorcycles are generally newer and you're not likely to find rusted fuel tanks on motorcycles. But on cars, you are likely to find rusted fuel tanks because of age. Number three, the fuel delivery pipes. The pipes that deliver fuel from the tank to the carburetor itself. And the other area is in the fuel pump itself. If it has plastic components, these plastic components, like this float is one of the components that is placed inside the carburetor to stop that excess fuel from flowing once this ball has enough fuel. So this float here, this is made of plastic. This plastic, when it is exposed to the petrol for so long, it will start degrading. It will start chipping off. And once it starts chipping off, it will find itself into these jets and it will block the fuel from reaching the engine. So any plastic components in the carburetor, even this seal, okay? So any plastic components in the carburetor or in the fuel system, once it has been exposed to that petrol for long enough, it will start chipping off. And remember, this carburetor sits very close to the engine, so it also gets exposed to the heat. So heat becomes enemy number two for these plastic and rubber components. So they will wear off, it will get itself into the fuel system and into these jets, and it will clog them. So that is what you need to do to have a carburetor that is running flawlessly. Number one, change these plastic components and the rubber components, okay, as soon as you realize that it has started chipping off. Number two, wash your fuel tank, clean it, get rid of all those particles. If it is rust that is inside there, then you better know a way of handling that rust or entirely changing the tank. Number three, the fuel delivery system. Just replace them as soon as you realize it is beginning to rust or it is delivering particles into the carburetor. So enemy number one of a carburetor is dirt and particles suspended in the fuel. This thing will fail until the fuel that is delivered to this gadget is as clean as it should be.